Hello, everyone. Nice to have you here again. Welcome to today's session. Today, we'll be looking at how to customize your resume for a particular application. So for every application, how do you customize your resume? Last week, we talked about how to create an effective resume. We shared some key tips. We went through the different, the formats. We went through like a framework that would guide you on how to create an effective resume. We looked at the structure. We looked at different resume formats, the 3 different resume formats. We looked at language that you should use in your resume, and then we looked at do's and don'ts, the language you should use and the ones you should not use. We looked at how to include measurable results in your resume. And we also went through some key tips from recruiters on how to, build an effective resume and how to ensure that your resume is ATS ready so that you can beat ATS. Today, we'll be having a practical demo on how to customize your resume end to end for a particular data role. My name is Ediri Sobande. I'm one of the conveners at Professionals in Data and AI community, and we are all welcome once again. Good. So we'll go straight into the demo. We're not going to talk so much about resume, any of the other resume format I've talked about last week already. We'll just go straight into a demo. And for this session, I have a dummy resume. And so we'll look at a base resume, a dummy resume, and then how to optimize it from scratch. We'll also search for a role. So assuming you want to apply for a data analyst role, what should you do and how should you go about it? We'll be using a resume scanner for this purpose. We'll be using JobScan. There are so other many resume scanners, but just for this session, we'll use JobScan. So I will share my screen right now. Please, as we go on, because it's a demo, you can ask your questions, and then we will also have time for Q&A after the demo, but feel free to drop your questions in the chat so that you don't break the flow. Just drop it in the chat, I'll look at it, but after the demo, we can all ask questions, okay? Okay, please let me know if you can see my screen clearly.
Yes, your screen is up.
Great. Okay, good. Thank you. I'll stop sharing this. I'll share the resume first, our dummy resume that we want to use. So if you remember last week, we talked about different formats. We talked about functional resume, we talked about chronological resume, and then we talked about hybrid. And then we recommended that based on recommendation from different recruiters and also from research, it's recommended that you use the chronological resume for your application. So this one I'm going to share right now is a base resume. This is not, if you remember what we talked about, what does a chronological resume look like? This is not a chronological resume. It's just a regular resume that someone has put together. This is Mr. Peter John. Again, everything here is just dummy, and we're using this for the purpose of the training. So there are some tips we also shared, some do's and don'ts that we shared, if we can all remember. This looks more like a hybrid. So a hybrid is a combination of some of chronological and some of the functional resume. So this is more like a hybrid kind of resume, but we want our target, our goal is to make it a chronological resume, 1. 2 is to ensure that it is customized for the particular role that Peter John is applying for. And then 3, we want to ensure that as much as possible, Peter John has measurable results, minimum of 5 measurable results in his resume. And then 4, we want to ensure that Peter John is using action verbs, action verbs to describe every job experience. Under each job experience, you are using action verbs. And then remember that number 5, or is it number 6 now? Remember that in your resume, you are describing your accomplishments, not your responsibilities. So your accomplishments, what you did, and then measurable results. Oh, I built 50 dashboards, resulted in an increase in so and so customer engagement, 20% in customer engagement, 20% performance improvement, you know, what you accomplished, what you achieved, not just your responsibilities. And also note that it is not necessary that 100% of everything in your resume must be measurable. No, that cannot even be achievable. It's not everything that must be measurable, but you should have minimum of 5 measurable values in your resume. And also, it's not everything that must be achievements or accomplishments, but ensure that at least 85 to 95% of what you have in your resume are accomplishments, not responsibilities. Okay. I have a message. My lighting is giving a reflection. Okay, thank you for that. I will adjust my lighting. Okay, now this is Peter John, and this is his resume. So we have seen his resume, and then there's one more thing that we talked about. You can see where he has skills. I know some of us do this, but we have said leave out tables. You must not have tables in your resume. So he has tables here. Let's see, he has a table here. Let's see how JobScan will help him improve this resume and make it an ATS friendly resume. Now we're going straight to LinkedIn. We'll go to LinkedIn to search for a role. Okay, so this is LinkedIn profile. I want to look for a data analyst job. Okay. This data analyst, entry level. Is Peter John looking for an entry level? Let's see. Let's just scan through analyst with Toyota. Okay, this was posted just 2 days ago. And it looks good. Let's see. Hybrid, nice. Okay. So we have all these things. Now, we have this role, and Peter John is interested in applying for this role. And he has his resume. So how is he going to make his resume customized for this role? And remember, because you are going to be customizing your resume for every single application, if you do it early, that would be really tedious, you know, and it will take a lot of time. That is why we're recommending that you use a resume scanner, such as JobScan or all the other free ones. JobScan is not free. You'll have access to use the free version for 2 weeks, and after that, they'll charge you. So you may want to explore that, use it for 2 weeks, see if you like it, or you may want to look for some other free resume scanners. But the most important thing is know how to use it, so you'll be able to use any job scanner, any resume scanner. So we have this, and so we'll go to job scan. The first step is we click on new scan. Because I have already subscribed here, this account is subscribed to JobScan, I can create a new scan. Now, there are 2 options. You want to create a new scan, you either upload your resume here, or you just copy and paste, and then you bring the job description here. We'll do that quickly. Then one other thing, but let's go ahead. There was one tip I shared last week. I said that you can also use ChatGPT to create your resume. So you have your base resume, you can put it on ChatGPT. You have the job description, you put it there and you say, create a new resume for me, and it will give you a resume based on your resume, but with keywords from the job description. Remember, the goal is to have keywords from the job description in your resume. You're not changing your resume. You're not changing what you have. It's your resume. You are only optimizing it with keywords. You are tweaking the words. You're using the right words. You're using action verbs. So you are not changing your resume. It is still your resume, but now optimized. So I'll bring the resume here. I'll copy it. Everything about it. You can either copy, like I said, or you upload. So the resume, I've pasted it there. The next thing is to go to the job description and I'll copy it. What do I need from here? I don't need a company. I need the JD, who we are looking for, what you'll be doing. So I'll copy the JD. Okay, I don't need bonus for now. Okay, added bonus if you have. So I need this as well. So I'll copy everything. And I take it to job scan. Paste it here. And then we'll scan. So if you use ChatGPT to generate a resume, that's fine. But then you have to look out for keywords. Maybe look for another scanner to use. So you can pick any of the resume formats here. I'll pick Timeless Professional. Let's pick this and then go ahead. Okay, so basic information, your profile, your work experience, and other things here. Let's just say continue. So you see, for the first scan, it says that this resume is only, it has only reached 48% in terms of your score. So if this is going to pass through the ATS, definitely the ATS is going to throw this resume out. It will never get to a human being to even have the opportunity to review it. Why? Because it's way lower than expected. For your resume to pass through the ATS scan, it should have at least 75% score. So the target should be 80, 75, 80, 85, and above. So right now we're on 48. So what do we do? How do we optimize this and take it up? So the first thing we want to look at is what it is recommending here. Okay, let's start from this, talking about the search. We need to include the company name, Toyota, the job title, data analyst. It said analyst data analysis. Okay. Most of the time, it's always recommended that you use the actual job title in the JD, the role you're applying for. Make sure the job title is in your resume. At least one of your job titles should align with the job title. Remember, these are just nomenclatures, they are titles. So it's possible where you're coming from, your job title was HR data analyst or data analyst, with something in addition to it, or just analyst, financial analyst. It's just a nomenclature. The most important thing is that what did you achieve there? So you can always tweak your job title, align with the job title, because the ATS will be looking for the exact job title. So we want to pick the exact job title here. Analyst data analysis is who they are looking for. Okay. So say analyst data analysis. There are different ways to ensure that you have the exact job title. If you don't want to include it in as part of your previous experience, you can also have it underneath your name. After your name, you can put a title there. That's your choice, whatever title you want to put. So you can put the exact job title there. So I'll select the link here and bring it here. So with that, we have gone up to 48. And then it's also providing some additional information. Now listen, we'll pay attention to this information. It says that you have added a company name here, okay? Sometimes it will tell you the kind of ATS that company is using. Here it says that ICIMS indicates exact employment starts and end dates in this format, which means that your date should be in this format, okay? It will give some tips about that company most of the time. That's why it's asking for the URL. So we have that. Let's keep improving. We're good there. Now, the main thing are your skills. Very important. They are not the main thing, but they are very important. So your skills. So you have your skills. Here it says some of these skills. Peter John is missing the skills. PowerPoint is required for this particular role. And so we are going to include PowerPoint. But you know what? You don't just want to push PowerPoint into the skill and dump it there as a skill. No, you want to include it somewhere to show that you actually used PowerPoint in one of your previous experiences. That will make your resume stand out, okay? So we are going to include PowerPoint, but then how do we include it here? Of course, Peter John would have used PowerPoint. We have all used PowerPoint. So somewhere, somehow, we need to put it. It's going to generate some recommendations and suggestions for you. There are some skills you can put directly in the skill portion. There are some you put here. Now, remember, in the previous resume, when I showed us the resume for Peter John, the skills came before the work experience. But the chronological order, and which is the recommended one, says that skills should go down to the bottom. Your work experience is more important. Immediately after your summary, your work experience is the next thing you should have in your resume. Okay. I have a question. Okaima, in the work experience section of my CV, should I use the title for the role in the advert or the title by which I was addressed in my organization? Now, it depends on how much experience you have. You know, if it's just one, if you have more than one, you can use your title that you used in your previous work experience. But what the recommendation says for you to optimize your resume and for you to be really ATS ready with your resume, one or at least one of your job titles, at least one, should be the exact job title that you're applying for. At least one. Now, if you are not able to achieve that, there is another way. You see where we have Peter John here, and you have data analyst here. You can put the exact job title you're applying for here underneath your name, so that for all your other work experience, you're using your actual job title that you want to use from your previous experience. But ensure that the job title you're applying for is somewhere in your resume. So this is where I'm recommending that you put it if it doesn't align with any of your previous work experiences. Okay, great. Now we have PowerPoint here. There's a suggestion here that says how you can use any of these words. So we'll just put this somewhere. Yeah, we'll copy it and put it anywhere because, of course, he has used PowerPoint before. So we'll put it here. Okay, that's good. We have that. Now we are still optimizing. For every one you add, your score goes up. Accounting, I don't know where we're going to put that yet, so we can leave that out. Remember, you don't have to put everything here. Just look at the key ones that you think you can defend or that align with your skills that you already have. Okay, so data acquisition, of course, that is a skill that a data analyst already has. Okay. Data exploration, yeah. Data storytelling is a skill you already have as a data analyst. You need to include that. Problem-solving skills, of course, you should have that as a data analyst. Quantitative analytical, okay. That one, we'll need to find out how we want to use that. We don't just want to dump that one there. Consumer lending, we'll also find out business needs is something that should be in your resume. Somehow you'll be able to include business needs. What did you do? You know, were you able to identify business needs? Were you able to, you know, understand business needs and come up with a solution, maybe a BI solution to meet business needs? So business needs is a keyword and you should have it somewhere in your resume. So let's see how we can use it. Even without this recommendation or suggestion, it's something you can come up with and just think of how to use. So translated complex business needs into this. Is that something I want to use? Use the advanced, so let's use this one, copy this. And I'm going to put it here because the other one already has a lot of bullet points. Okay, business needs, let's see. Now we'll go up a bit. We've added business needs. Now let's go and let's have a look at the soft skills and see how we can get some points from there. Soft skills. Build relationships. Intellectual curiosity, leadership. So leadership skills. Yeah, we can use that. People skills, we can have that. Presentation of results, yes, that's a skill. Presentation skills, good. Written communication skills, fantastic. So all this easily, you can just push this to your skills, to your portion of your resume. Now, presentation of results, you don't just want to push it out there. What did you do? How did you use this skill? So some of the skill, you include it in your job description, or, sorry, not your job description, in your previous experiences, and show how you used those skills. And some others you can include them, but it's always good to mention your skills, how you used your skills in your resume as part of your resume. So let's see. These leverage advanced data visualization skills for effective presentation of results to key stakeholders. So this is fantastic. We're going to look for where we want to put this. Now, remember one thing is, as much as possible, you don't want your resume to be too long. So you don't want to have too many bullet points under each of your previous work experiences. So here we already have 6, and here we have 5. Okay, so when did Peter John, when did he use this skill? Did he use it for both previous roles, when he was, in any of these previous roles? Or you can decide, it's your resume and you know what you did. So let's say he used it here when he was here. He did a lot of presentation and he built a lot of dashboards. So let's see what we have. 67. Okay, we need to check some more. Now let's look at recruiters' tips. It says that the job level, you have more years of experience than the role requires. Now we've seen a lot of our people, they've asked these questions. Okay, so if you have this particular question, that if you have more years of experience, do you need to include everything? And the response that I always give is this: your goal is to make your resume stronger. So if there's any previous experience that is going to weaken your resume, that is not relevant for the role that you're applying for, then you don't need to include it, especially if you have like so many years, 15 years work experience, more than 10 years work experience, and some of that is not relevant, then you don't need to include it. But if you know that it's relevant and it will strengthen your resume, please include it. Remember, no experience is useless. Every previous experience is useful in some way or the other. That's how you have built up skills. That's how you built your soft skills. That's how you built your technical skills, is over the years. So just be selective. Look at your previous experience and select which one you want to include in your resume. So here it's saying that the number of years of experience, well, that is not really a problem, really. If it's what your years of experience, it to strengthen your resume. So for this role, and for Peter John, he has only worked in 2 places previously. He only has 2 previous experiences. So he cannot take out anyone at this point. So he will leave it. That should not be a problem for this role. Now, it says measurable results. We found 4 mentions of measurable results in your resume. Consider adding at least 5. Remember what I said previously, you must have minimum of 5 specific achievements or impact you had in your job. So right now, Peter John has 4. We need to add 1 more or 2. He needs minimum of 5. People skills. Let's put that one there. So let's see how we can add the 5th and the 6th quantitative value in his resume. So let's see what he did, what we can do with this. As a data analyst, of course, you'll be dealing with quantitative and qualitative data. So what kind of skills do you need? He applied quantitative analytical skills to interpret data and identify trends. So actionable business insights. And what was the result? What did this lead to? Okay, so look at this. For every of these accomplishments, they're using action verbs applied. So we'll go back to Peter John and see how we can quantify, or how he can quantify what he has done previously. For this role, there is no measurable result at all. Everything here is just text, nothing, no numerical value. So we need to find a way. Peter John has to be able to quantify the impact he made previously. So let's see this, we'll copy this one. It said utilize SPSS Minitab is to track and analyze data. And so what happened? Optimize data collection procedures and generated reports on a weekly, monthly, and quarterly basis. So what happened? So here, when you optimize the data collection procedure, something would have happened. You must have saved time. So you can say resulting in what? Maybe time savings, or resulting in a reduction in number of hours, so man hours spent on data collection. Let's say it went, you are the owner of the resume, so you should be able to quantify it. So what was the percentage from your own? If you want to quantify that, what you did, sometimes it's subjective, but how do you quantify it? Think back to what you did, what impact. So did you save 20 hours? Did you save, 2 days? Did you save, like, there was a time in my previous work experience that I saved, we're doing a report for something that used to take us for like 5 days and 5 to 7 days. When we automated it, it now took us 7 hours to get that out. So if I want to quantify that, I would, quantify it. I'll get the number of hours and try to quantify that in percentage to say, I saved this number of, man hours by automating so and so thing. So Peter John can say resulting in 20%, savings. So what did I say at first? Well, let's say savings in man hours. Okay, 1 hour. Oh, 1 hour. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Good. That's one. Now we can copy this and take it somewhere. He said develop new reports and delegate this. This is fine. I'm thinking of something that is more of a responsibility. So we can take that out and replace it with an accomplishment or an achievement. So you can see everything here, perform market analysis, this is okay. There's a verb managed, this is fine. Demonstrated exceptional ability to identify. Okay, this is fine, but then let's look at this. Yeah, so here, it's similar to this here. So we can replace this because we need this keyword of quantitative analytical skill. So we can say implemented this, applied this, for data collection and all that. So we can use that, or let's see, let's put that here first. We'll think of what to do. Okay, now we're on 6.8. We still need to check for what to include. Oh, now we're on 70. Remember, our goal is 75 and above. So let's see, go back to the soft skills. Build relationships. So this is leadership skills. This is very easy to just put it there. I'll add here leadership skills. Okay. Build relationships. Let's see. How do we use this? Leverage ability to build, okay, use strong relationship building skills to partner with IT. Yeah, I think this one is good. Or we can include this somewhere in his summary statement. Seeking to apply, okay, tools as a data analyst manager at, okay. Now see this here, we'll need to correct that later, but let's go on. One more thing. Use PowerPoint, yes. Used Microsoft Excel. Now I'm going to replace this here. Okay. So we are on 72. Okay, let's see what else we can do. Build relationships. We've used that already. Oh, okay, no. Let's see. Copy this and put it here. We have used it already. Build relationship. Okay. Okay. Now, see how this keyword, see how it works. Here is built relationship, but the keyword says build relationship. So how are we going to do that? So we can come to skills to say ability to build relationships with stakeholders, or lasting relationships with stakeholders. Okay. With key stakeholders. Well, we'll eventually move this up, I think, but let's go up to his summary. We're still on 22 and okay, still complaining about build relationship. Let's see. Oh yeah, build relationships. You see how keywords works? Because I put lasting between the two words, it has to be exact word, the exact keywords. So let's move on. We're on 73. Go back to hard skills. Okay. What else can we do to improve this resume? Intellectual curiosity. Let's see. Let's look at what counts. What count is fine. We need to go back to this hard skills. Cleaning. Data cleaning. Let's see. Manage and perform cleaning of complex data sets to ensure accuracy and reliability for analysis. Experience the data cleaning, identify any errors. Okay. So this kind of suggestions here, these last two, they won't fit into your previous work experience. This will fit more into the summary. So if we want to include this in the summary, that's fine. We'll see how we can do that. But this will fit into the work experience. Let us see. Now let's have a look at this again. We have 7 here, and we have 6 here. We are going to see how we can reduce this to 6. So we have 6 on both ends. Again, he doesn't have so many number of years, and we don't have his resume to be too long. So we're going to see what to do there. I will copy this, and let's come here and put it here somewhere. Yeah, take this out and put that here. Okay. We have 42 words, and recommended that your sum should not be more than 40 words. It should not be more than 40 words. So what do? We can ask this good enough to rephrase. Let's see. Remember, if you're not using JobScan, you can always use ChatGPT to rephrase some of these things. So all you need to do is copy it and take it to ChatGPT and say, give me a compelling resume summary with this, and put it there and to give you. So experience, so this is cleaner and this looks better. Let's accept this. Okay, so now we're fine there. It's less than 40 words, straight to the point, compelling, punchy and sharp. You don't want to use too many sentences. You want it to be strong and not weak. So we're on 76 and it says, well done. You can now apply for this role, ready to apply. But we're not satisfied because there are other people who will be 76 as well. So let's see if we can make this even stronger. But the good thing is having this means that it will at least get to a human being. It will scale through ATS, but that's not all. When we are done scanning, we are going to download this in the right formats, and then we'll use that. Then we'll look at both formats, the previous one and this one we're going to download, to see the differences and why the first one was not ATS friendly and this one is more ATS friendly. So let's do one more thing, and then we'll look at that comparison. We'll compare both of them. What else can we put here? Okay. I think we've used almost everything. Statistical methods. Let's see what that implemented this. Well, Peter John doesn't want to say what he did not do. I'm not sure he did any predictive modeling, so he doesn't want to include that in his resume. So let's move on. Advanced statistics. Let's see. Large volume of data to forecast this and potential risks. Let's see, improve business decision making. Okay, this is okay. This doesn't say anything about predictive models. And what do we do? Where do we want to put this? Let's see, SPSS. Yeah, he has used SPSS previously, but is that one of the tools or one of the skills that's required for this role? The JD, do they need SPSS? It's a nice to have, but it's not so important for this role. So we'll replace that one. Okay, let's see what we have. 81. Good. Remember, if you can go as far as 85, that's fine, but you don't want to overpad your resume at the same time. You need to be, to be careful here. You don't want to overpad your resume to include things that are not supposed to be there. So go through, and if you're fine with this, that's okay. Intellectual curiosity, well, it's a skill set that everybody can have, but let's leave that. We don't want articulating. Yeah, it's another skill set that any data analyst should have. Yeah, in articulating clear and actionable insights from large data sets to guide business strategies. Okay, this is fine. But what happened after you're able to guide business strategies? What did it result in? Let's see what we can do here. Build relationships with key stakeholders. We've looked at that. Optimize data collection. Improved these. I think these are all important here. So let's come here. Managed, analyze data sets. And manage skills to ensure data integrity. Okay, that's good. Let's see. Data-driven approach to analyze business processes and design solutions. That one has a measurable outcome, so we don't want to touch that. Okay. Ability to identify opportunities for data-driven process leading to improved efficiency and accuracy in business decisions. Okay. That's fine. Okay, I think we are good. That's fine. Peter John is fine and is ready to apply for this role. So the next thing we're going to do here is we're going to download this. Please remember, when you download it, don't just use it as it is. You need to review it and ensure that you are happy with it and it's exactly what you want. And it's also sometimes when you download it, it may not come out. There may be some formatting issues that you need to fix. So let's download this in Word documents, and then we'll compare it with what we had previously. Okay. So we have Peter John's new resume. I'm going to share that soon, don't worry. Okay, so now we have the two resume. We have the optimized one, and we have the previous one. So I think I have to share my entire screen so you can see both of them. 1 second, please. Okay, share my screen. Now this is Peter John's resume, the optimized one we just worked on. Okay. And I'm also going to pull up the previous one so we can compare both. Please let me know if you can see my screen clearly. So we're looking at both resume. The previous one, this one with the table is the previous one, the one to my right, and that's to, I think, to your left. But the one with the table is the previous one. This is the optimized one, the new one. So you can see the difference. You can see the difference in the format, the way it's formatted. You can see the difference in the structure. Here you have the skills immediately after the summary, but here you have the skills down at the bottom, core skills just before education. Okay, and it's 2 pages, which is fine. I have, like I said in our previous session, try to make your resume 2 pages. But if you have a lot, you have so many number of years of experience previously, you can extend to 3 pages, but nothing more than 3 pages. So best practice, try to stick to, let it be 2 pages most of the time. For those who are just starting out their career, their experience, 1 page is fine because they don't really have so many number of years of experiences. But for you, experienced professionals, 2 pages, try to just make it 2 pages as much as possible. So this is the new resume. You can see the format. You can see no tables, no graphics, nothing, no special characters, minimize special characters, don't use all the special characters, use your full words as much as possible. And then measurable results, minimum 5. Thank you so much, everyone.